I'm from Arkansas, originally. Born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Raised right outside of Little Rock, in a little town called Stuttgart, you know what I'm saying? We call it Sugar Town, the booger, and slimy niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I grew up in Arkansas. Came to Atlanta when I was 19, so been here ever since.
I see. And how old were you? You were born in Little Rock. How old were you before you moved to that town where you were raised, outside of Little Rock?
Oh, immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. And Atlanta, what was the reason for the move there?
It's just better opportunities. You know, you can't really do shit in Arkansas, man, besides the usual sell drugs, you know, in the streets or work a job. And, you know, I ain't fit for neither one of those, you know, so. Yeah.
I see. So Atlanta was better opportunities. Are we talking music career or better opportunities aside from music career?
I mean, Atlanta for a black man, shit, it's, man, everything opportunity. You want to act, you want to sing, you want to rap. I mean, you want to work a regular job, you can get a good-ass paying job, too. So, you know, compared to where I come from. So Atlanta was just like Hollywood to me growing up, so shit, yeah.
Now, that's how it looked like to you growing up. Is it that way now that you have moved and you live in Atlanta? Is that exactly what you thought it would be?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanta the place to be, man. You know, everybody trying to get to the A. And, you know, we set the trends, we do all that. In Atlanta, that's what's it, man.
Now, were you already doing music already in Arkansas by the time you moved to Atlanta, or did music come after you moved to Atlanta?
I mean, I used to freestyle, you know, me and my cousins and shit, we'd be on the corner, you know, rapping to over beats and shit, but when I came to Atlanta, shit, I ended up having kids, man. I wasn't focused on rapping, shit, but, you know, I finally, you know, got all of that situated and, you know, found time to invest in myself and my career, so.
When you started doing the freestyle stuff, what age were you? Or what grade in school were you when you started doing stuff like that?
I came up on, man, like Master P and No Limit, that whole era back in like 95, 96, 94, Tupac, Biggie. So, you know, I just used to them was like my idol. So I used to just rap they shit. I used to learn they shit and then rap over they shit. So it was just like, and record over, you know, we had the little tape decks, you know what I'm saying? You could put them up again and record over that shit. So, you know, we used to do that. And I was little nigga, probably like 9, 10 years old doing that. And we used to go in the CD store and just steal CDs, all the hottest CDs out. We had them, and we stole all of them.
it never like, you know, when you're exiting the door, it never like beeped? You know, because the CDs used to, in certain stores, they had like the electric thing on them.
Yeah, they had the little cases on them, and we used to pop them motherfuckers, man, and load them up right in your drawer, run up out that motherfucker. We got caught a couple times.
You did?
Yeah, but, you know, we did it.
When you did get caught, what ended up happening? Do they just, hey, you shouldn't do this,
my town,
let you
my
go?
hometown, a little small hometown, like, man, 10,000 people in my hometown. Shit, they catch you, you're a little minor, they'll take you to jail, call your mama, and let you go for some little shit like that. So,
I
yeah.
see. You didn't learn the first time you were caught? You ended up getting caught a couple more times doing it?
Not that, but, you know, just other shit. It was just bad, man.
I see.
Bad as hell.
Growing up, paint that picture for us. What was that like for you growing up in that town of Arkansas you were raised in?
I mean, Arkansas, it's a farm town, agriculture, a lot of agriculture, ain't nothing but small. We surrounded by trees and farmland, so, you know, my mama either work in a mill, but my mom worked at McDonald's shit damn near 30 years, raising 4 boys. So it was just us and my mama, and she fed us off McDonald's checks my whole life, you know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, it was hard, you know, but she did it. So shit, we ain't want for nothing.
Did she work her way up on the that McDonald's ladder in those 30 years?
You know, she became, you know, district manager. She was over like 3-4 McDonald's, but, you know, and she was working for an independent owner. You know, he took over the company, or the owner bought it from the owners that she was always working for, and he brought his people in and basically let her go. So she wasn't with a franchise. So therefore, they didn't have like a 401k. They didn't have no retirement plan. So basically, she put in all that time for nothing. So, you know, that's another reason I go so hard with this rap shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Because my mama, she's still working, and, you know, she couldn't retire after doing so much, and she had to start all the way over. And, you know, I can't have my mama working no more, for sure.
She still work at a McDonald's today, or no?
Nah, the guy who bought it, you know, he let her go. So she ended up having to find a whole new job and start at the bottom of the ladder again.
Still in Arkansas, or did she go to Atlanta with you?
She's still in Arkansas. And then, not too long ago, you know, thank God she here. You know, she damn near lost her leg. A damn 2,000-pound bag fell on her leg and crushed her leg. So she ain't been able to work ever since. So now it's like this summer. So, you know, I got to get this money, man. Got to go up with this shit, man, for real.
What's the status of her leg at this point?
I mean, it's getting better. You know, she walking around. She got a walker, so it help her move around, but she good, though.
But didn't lose the leg or anything?
Nah, she didn't.
Now, you mentioned, sounds like a single parent situation here.
For sure.
The way you described, mom and four boys, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 brothers for you.
Yeah.
Where was dad?
My 2 oldest brothers, you know, they had a different dad than me. I'm the youngest.
Okay.
And then my brother that's older than me, we had the same dad. But, you know, our dad, my older brother, them dad wasn't there. They didn't really know him. My dad was, you know, he was lost to the streets. So, you know, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
In terms of relationship-wise, where are you and your biological father these days?
I mean, we good. I love my dad to death. So, you know, even though he wasn't there, you know, I don't fault him. You know, shit happens in life. You know, he called me all the time, for real. So every time he called me, I'm coughing off a damn blunt. He'd be like, man, put that shit down. And you know, this shit, we ain't stopping, for real.
How did things get better with that relationship there? Because a parent not being around, and you said you don't fault them for that. You know, I do interviews with people, and it's the opposite. They do fault. There is resentment for a parent not being around.
Because my dad, I know my dad loved me, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he a Vietnam War veteran, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of Vietnam veterans, they was over there, you know, they got addicted to opium in them jungles and shit. They was smoking opium out they gun barrels at they guns. So, you know, my dad, he was a veteran. He got addicted to heroin basically with that, and so that's why I lost my dad. So I don't fault him. But, you know, shit, being in that jungle, shit, I might have hit that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Being up for 8 days and can't sleep, motherfuckers shooting at you and bombs dropping, shit, I might would have hit that motherfucker too to stay woke. So, you know, you don't know. You don't know what somebody else going through, don't know his pain, but I know he loved me. So he even when he wasn't there, he was there because he would give me a call if nothing else. So
I see.
Yeah.
Was he able to ever kick that habit?
Truly, I don't know, to be honest. One thing I can say, I ain't never saw him high. He never did it around me. So, hey. So I don't know, to be honest.
I see. When you say you don't fault him, right? Were you always like that, with that feeling, or did it take a certain age or a certain level of understanding before you got to that point where you're at today and having a good relationship with him?
No, because my dad, man, he always came and got me when he could.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He bought me when he could, you know, so, you know, I would go stay with him for the summers, him and his wife. They would get me and my brother. So we'd just kick shit with him. He would always get us when he could, so, you know, he tried. I ain't gonna say he didn't try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there ever another male figure in your life growing up?
Yeah, my mama had a boyfriend, you know, but you know he probably the reason where I'm at right now. So you know, 'cause I saw some shit. You know, he showed me some shit. You know, and you know he was a big time drug dealer. So you know, I was 4, 5 years old. You know, shit, I might walk in my mama's room and he on her bed counting $250,000. So and all I see is cash. So and he instilled in me get this money, shit, for real. And like I've been seeing it since a legit. And you know, so shit, I know what that dope game do. You know, shit. And I saw it with my eyes as a little nigga, and you know, so.
But there was a point when you ended up taking that path, street activity as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. You know, I started smoking weed, man. Like it's crazy 'cause me and my partner then we used to my partner his sister boyfriend smoked weed like a motherfucker, but he used to save all his blunt roaches and shit. We used to be like 11, 12 years old. We would sneak in there and just steal about 10 blunt roaches. And we'd be outside and blunt roaches be about that big. We'd be passing the motherfucker, hitting that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and when I started smoking weed, we used to go in Kroger's. Kroger's used to just leave all their tobacco products in the aisle like it's groceries. You know what I'm saying? We just go down the aisle and just pick up cigars and Black and Milds and stuff them bitches in your drawer. Might have 10 packs of Black and Mild, just smoking them motherfuckers for real.
Now, obviously, taking that street activity path, there's things that can happen, consequences, a level of stress one may face, that looking over your shoulder feeling. Violence, jail,
True.
death. These things may or may not be associated with that path. You did experience jail earlier with this segment when you had mentioned the stealing of CDs and stuff like that.
That was a little nigga. That wasn't no real jail shit. That was like some old, like I said, man, call your mama. Shit.
Right.
He caught him stealing at the store.
But when
come get him, you know what I'm saying?
But when you did take this path and you went that way, did you face these other things I just mentioned?
I can honestly say I never had to deal with that. I've always been smart how I move. You know what I'm saying? You know, thank God I don't have to do that no more. So, you know, but I was always smart. But, you know, I never, besides me getting caught with, you know, just little shit on the humbug, like I was chilling at my girl apartment. I had some weed in there, you know what I'm saying? And she opened the door, not knowing it was the police knocking. And when she opened the door, they just basically bombarded in the crib, took the weed, took me to jail, you know what I'm saying? Then it was kids in the house. I got a child endangerment charge, a damn weed charge, all that shit. And that was in Arkansas, but I ran from that shit. Came right to Atlanta. That was another reason I left, for real. So I stayed gone. Well, I ain't stay gone that long, but I made sure when I went back home, I ain't get caught, you know what I'm saying? Because I ran from that shit. And, you know, I was on probation. They put me on probation for that shit and shit, but it's like, fuck it. I can't be in Arkansas no more. Ain't shit here for me. You know what I'm saying? So and that's when I just came to Atlanta. Like, fuck the consequences. And I was just chasing my dreams on the better path. I wasn't worried about shit, but going to the top, for real.
How long were you on the run for before the probation?
I mean, shit, I wasn't even running. I was reporting.
Oh.
But when I decided to move to Atlanta, I just said, fuck reporting, fuck going in, fuck drug testing, all that shit. I'm just going to Atlanta, and I just up and left, shit, and I stayed out of the way, so I ain't never get, took back, exported back, so shit, I just stayed out the way, you know, got a good ass job, had some kids, got some money, shit, but you know, shit took a path, shit went left then too, so you know what I'm saying, when you trying to do right, shit, I always go left, so for real.
Now, those things I mentioned, like jail, death, stuff like that, did you know that stuff from the jump? I know how you described it, you know, your mom's boyfriend, this stuff happened early in your life, what you were seeing, him counting this money on the bed and that sort of thing. But when you got into it and you made that decision, did you know about these types of consequences and stuff that could happen from it, or no?
Of course I knew, yeah. Of course, I had friends in jail. I got friends in jail now, shit, with drug charges and murder charges, all that. So, you know, damn, aggravated assault, shooting motherfuckers, all that. So, you know, I know the consequences. Like I said, it's just knowing how to move out here. And you gotta know how to move. And a lot of niggas be stupid when they make decisions and make dumb decisions. So you just always gotta be smart with your decisions, know how to move.
When you say some people can be dumb with their decisions, do you think maybe being under the influence of a drug may have something to do with that, or no?
Some motherfuckers like me, nah, drugs. Like, well, I don't do no extravagant ass drugs. You know what I'm saying? I pop me a perk and I sip some lean, smoke my weed. I ain't snorting no cocaine. I ain't doing no acid. I don't fuck with X pills, none of that shit. I ain't doing no Molly. So, you know, they don't fuck with me, but I can't speak for the next man. Shit, for real.
Well, just curious, because, you know, doing interviews and hearing stories and stuff like that, especially with a person with a street activity path, some, they're under the influence when they're doing this sort of thing, and then some are not. They're sober when they're partaking in this stuff. So I didn't know if maybe, you know, when you talk about people making dumb decisions, I didn't know if maybe we're speaking on people that may be under the influence of a drug or something when they're making these decisions.
I mean, drugs definitely, I think can influence some people's decisions, you know, so it just depends on the person, and, you know, the strength of your mind, you know, it's all in the mind, man, it's shit, the mind game, and they have a strong mind out here. Can't be weak-minded, and a weak-minded motherfucker gonna be successful, you know, gonna fall to that shit, so you gotta be strong-minded. That's why I ain't never did no illicit ass drugs like cocaine. I grew up around there, and my partner sitting right next to me, snorting dope and this and that, and I half the time tell him get the fuck away from me with that shit. So like for real, because I don't even want it around me. Being that my dad was a user, I always despised that shit. So you know what I'm saying, and that kind of goes to my project that I got coming out. You know, it's called Fuck Being Humble. It's a kind of song I got called Damn Shame. But basically, it's like, you know, it's talking about my life, you know what I'm saying, shit, how I feel, shit I was going through. Like, I lost my daddy to the dope game, you know what I'm saying. I lost my brother to the same thing. So that shit just despised me. I remember being a little nigga and found out my brother smoked cocaine, and like my brother was like my idol, you know what I'm saying? I looked up to him. I wanted to go everywhere he go, wanted to be everywhere he go, you know what I'm saying? It was like, then to find out that he was snorting cocaine, even though cocaine is not crack, but it's close enough for me. It was close enough for me. So, you know, shit, I remember, and I found that out, and I was just walking down my block crying, and I probably was like 13 years old. My brother's like 17. He 4 years older than me, going into 18. But to find out that he was using that shit hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And like I always told myself, I ain't gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be like my dad, even though, you know, I'm gonna make sure I have kids. I'm gonna be there, you know, so and I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to just elevate myself from where I came from. Change my situation, my family situation, my mama's situation. So, yeah.
Was your brother able to kick that habit?
I mean, yeah, my brother, he ain't no damn no drug addict or nothing like that. But so like when I say I lost my brother to the same thing, you know, he used that type of shit. He used it. You know, previously, I don't know if he still does or not, but I know he did, and for that reason, he not the brother that I looked up to, which is why I say I lost my brother to the dope game. I lost my daddy to the same thing. I lost my daddy to the dope game. I lost my brother to the same thing. So like, and you gotta listen to it, man. And you know, you'll see. And got the video for it. All that's gonna be out, you know, dropping, coming to you soon. And you'll see. You get a picture, an image, and a video with the damn music. And it's touching, for real.
With your dad or your brother, did you ever try to have some sort of intervention on that stuff when you did see it, when you did notice it, or kind of mind your business and keep it moving?
I mean, I always tell my brother to do better. My dad, like I said, he never came around me with that or let me see it. So I never came at him with it on it. You know what I'm saying? But my brother, like I said, I always told him, damn, get his shit together too many times. So, yeah.
If you never saw your father do it personally in front of you, how did you know he did have that that situation with the heroin?
Like I said, I'm out there in the streets. And I was
see.
in the streets too, so I know people that sell crack, that do it, that do crack, and people that know he do crack. You see what I'm saying? So like, we did crack. So it was, you know, it wasn't hiding from me. You know what I'm saying? He just hid it from me, but the fact that he was a user wasn't hiding from me. So.
The amount of time you spent with the street activity stuff, just thinking back, hindsight 2020, any regrets?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because it made me who I am, for real. Everything I've been through, everything I did made me stronger, made me strive harder for the next level, for where I'm at now, for to hit harder and just to be successful in life and business and family, everything, spiritually, all that.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or
Definitely,
what you got out of it at that
definitely. Time? People ask me all the time. I go back home, man, to Arkansas, they be like, damn, boy, you do not look like you from here. You do not look like you came from Arkansas, bro. Like, I'm glad you left this motherfucker. So, I'm glad I got the fuck away from Arkansas. I don't regret it, not one bit. And if my family wasn't there, I would never go back.
Now, did you hide this stuff from your mom?
What?
Or the street activity stuff, or did she?
Of course. I mean, she knew I smoked weed. She beat my ass when she found out, too. You know what I'm saying? But, of course, yeah, I hid it from my mama. My mama ain't play that shit. For real. Slap your ass, shit, hit with these hands, whatever. All that. Motherfucker was in my neighborhood, scared of my mama. Man, my mama pull up on the block, shit, the whole house clear out. There go Miss Dolores. We up out of this motherfucker. For real. Yeah. My mama ain't play that shit.
Safe to say you were in the streets 1 foot in, and at the time you were in school, 1 foot in school. So 1 foot in school, 1 foot in the streets.
Yeah.
Let's say there's somebody watching this right now, maybe of a similar description you painted, or maybe thinking about to do it. Circumstances could be different for everybody, but is there any general advice you have to a kid watching this right now, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or maybe thinking about 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
I would say, man, it's hard, dog. I don't know the next little kid situation. Shit, cause there's little kids out there ain't got nowhere to stay. They ain't got no food to eat. So shit, drug might be their only resource to eat. And goddamn, and if that's what it take for you to eat, push my little nigga on God. So shit, if you gotta feed your family, cause ain't nobody gonna give you shit, man. Especially where we come from, we already ain't got shit. Our parents ain't got shit. So, I mean, to be smart shit about it. That's all I got to say. I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. But just be smart in your decision and whatever you choose to do. Just be smart. Right?
I remember you saying during this interview, when you left the street stuff, you went and got a job, and carried on with your life. But even before that point where you did get a job, had you had a job before?
Yeah, I mean, shit, I always worked. I had it as soon as I turned 16. Shit, like I said, my mama was at McDonald's. She was a fucking manager. So shit, as soon as I turned 16, my birthday was March 3rd. And I tell you, March 4th, I was in fucking McDonald's kitchen cooking, flipping hamburgers. Nah, for real. Like, oh God. March 4th, the very next day, I turned 16. I was in McDonald's cooking, flipping burgers. That was my very first job. My mama damn near gave everybody in the town a job. Shit, for real.
Why not just do the McDonald's job at that time and just say, forget about the street stuff, it's too risky?
Man, you know how much my checks would be? When I was working at McDonald's, minimum wage was $5.25. And you do 40 hours, well, how much money that is? $200. And you only get paid every 2 weeks. Minus taxes, your check might be $113. Who wants to do that? Come on, man. Would you do it? Nah, I don't think so. Not fit for me, man. My mama either. That's why she ain't gonna be working too much longer.